NFL 23 on EA Sports. And we'll see Michael Thomas closing in on 1,000 yards receiving on the year. It's the Saints and the Titans next on Madden Football.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Superdome here in New Orleans. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Tennessee Titans and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Titans, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 6'4" quarterback, the former #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally, kept the ball clean, and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
Play fake, Winston. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Throwing again on second down. Winston. And that is incomplete. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Throwing, Winston. There's Chris Olave. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, not really. It came off of that guy, the deep guy. He came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To the air again with Winston. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, they started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They run it again with Kamara. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 12 carries, 51 yards and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Winston now. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So now the Titans get their first shot on offense. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And what an incredible athlete with a cannon for an arm. And he's drawing comparisons to some of the best mobile QBs the league has ever seen. In addition, this is a young man who's learned from his mistakes along the way, prepares really well each and every time now, and he's got an opportunity to blossom in this system.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Henry running right. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, it's Willis. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. They'll have very good starting field position here after the turnover as they search for the first points of the ball game. Following the interception, Winston. A quick one here hauled in by Kamara. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Winston. Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. Sanders' kick is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
The numbers for him from a week ago. A boatload of carries, 132 yards and a touchdown.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
Willis looking to throw it. Dancing to his left. He's got it complete. Derrick Henry. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Tennessee getting the first down on a big play of 18 yards. Three 0 after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Titans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A handoff, running left, Henry. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Second down, they go again with Henry. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Back to throw, Willis. That's complete to Traylon Burks. And he will have a Titans first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
Well, this might very well have been 4-down territory, but that's not going to matter now. They get a nice throw there on 3rd down, and they're able to keep the drive going.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Henry up the middle. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. 2nd down throw coming by Willis. He finds his man, complete. That's Phillips. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it? How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Here we go on 4th down. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. The field goal would have been a pretty decent length, but I'm still kind of surprised they didn't kick it.
Yeah, I know, because you think you take the 3 there, trust him, but at the same time, if you can't pick up a few inches in this situation, you probably don't deserve to win the game anyway. Go get it, and they did.
So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25. Inside handoff, Henry. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Holding offense.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play and move on.
On 2nd down, here's a run from Haskins. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. The shotgun snap to Willis. That ball nearly intercepted, but it could not hang on. Oh, a pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. To throw, Winston. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Winston. And he slings one that's incomplete. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll throw again. Winston. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. 4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Derrick Henry and the rest of the Titans offense about ready to roll again. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play calling.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. 1st and 10, it's Willis. That's caught. Left side, it's Burks. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Willis wants to pass it again. He finds his man, complete. That's Phillips. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. To throw again on 2nd down. Willis. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And they'll work this down inside the 30. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. First and 10, Willis looking for Woods again, and he finds him. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Willis to throw once more. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Cameron Jordan racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with the offense has really come down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Another try after the first down sack. Willis. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. 2 straight sacks have them backed up now for a 3rd and goal. Willis on 3rd and goal. Eluding the... And he's going to go down again. Cameron Jordan, the offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in everyone to this Christmas Eve edition of the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's anyway on here say look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Titans. And there's not much to speak of in terms of passing efficiency. But in a tie game, they know a few tweaks could make a big difference going forward. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. On the return, here comes Victor Bolden. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Titans getting set to go here to begin the 3rd quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the 3rd quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 28-yard line.
Just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Now a handoff to Henry. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
Holding offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. 3rd down, it's Willis. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A toss left, Henry. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now Willis. He gets this one to Burks. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
A gain of 16 yards. 1st down, Tennessee.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Running left, it's Henry. And he'll work down inside the 45. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Second down, Willis looks to throw here. It's complete, Burks. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Willis with it on 3rd and 1. This will go to Henry out wide. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. They go play action with Willis. He's got Derrick Henry again, back-to-back catches. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Again, Willis to throw. His throw incomplete. Field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. 3rd and 2, Willis. And that is incomplete. They'll run. It's Henry. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. But we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. 3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. 2nd down, here's Willis. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Willis from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. On 4th down, Mike Vrabel says, let's get 3 out of this. He sends on the field goal unit. This a 31-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So another good job defensively because they've allowed 3 trips into the red zone, but only the 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's the bend but don't break, isn't it? And they really didn't get broken at all because if you're running off the field having allowed 2 field goals and 3 trips in the red zone, you've actually come out ahead.
Yeah, flip it over to the other side. The offense, they'll hope to cash in for 6 next trip. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Winston's throw caught by Olave. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Winston to give, it's Kamara. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Winston. Slant pass complete to Olave. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 43. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield. for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 38, Winston. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We're off to the fourth quarter here on Christmas Eve. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A first down throw for Winston. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Credit the sack there to Harold Landry.
Well, I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? And we're usually talking about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took them to the limits.
Winston's throw caught by Olave. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Winston on 3rd and 2. And this is going to be incomplete. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. Sanders' kick is good. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. When you talk about clutch, that one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the fourth.
They didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And we essentially have a brand-new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter. They begin with Henry. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line. Second down and 8. Willis. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Willis. A check down here for Henry. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. They rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll start with a give to Kamara. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. On 2nd and 9, Winston. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. On the check down, he finds Kamara. From the 38, Winston. Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and 11 now. Winston. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. On 3rd down, Winston. Back to Kamara for another catch. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Checking the NFL scoreboard, they're in the 4th now in Minneapolis. And that is now a 2-touchdown lead for the Browns in that game. If they could win that game, it would mean win number 11 for them on the season. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. A 1st down carry for Henry. Despite a little power on the move, still tackled shy of the 20. Henry again on 2nd down. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Now, during that run, an injury here. We've got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now Willis. Right side complete. That's Woods. And he will have a Titans 1st down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it and were able to keep the drive moving.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Willis on 1st and 10. He dumps it off for Henry. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. So a failure to connect on 2nd down. That leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Willis. And that is incomplete. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and they will take over 1st and 10. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Here's Winston. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Pass complete, Thomas. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a gain of 16 yards. Now Winston. He's got Thomas yet again complete. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Winston to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Chris Olave, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 5. Winston. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 34-yard line. Kamara up the middle. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. A 10th carry for Kamara.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll get this down only to the 18. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and a 3rd would win it. And this one is right through. And Bourbon Street, it'll be alive tonight. The Saints have won it.
Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that part, man. Such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you were planning to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So for the Saints, the win moves them to 8-7.